Welcome to Coffee and RPGs. My name is Solomon SK and thank you for tuning in for another episode of MMO and RPG News Roundup. Fridays are always going to be the busiest day of the week, so with that being said, hope you guys got your beverage of choice and let's cover the news together. Cheers to you guys. Before we begin, I just wanted to let you know, and this comes from PCGamer.com, GTA 5 is free on the Epic Game Store. You can grab it before May 21st, which is good because it turns out a lot of people want to grab it, and high traffic is causing slow loading times and launcher crashes too. So they say good luck, and yeah, hope you guys get your copy as well. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is Fallout 76, and this comes from MMORPG.com. Fallout 76 roadmap introduces seasons. It goes on to read, in the coming months, Bethesda has big improvements on the horizon, including combat rebalancing of rewards, and a overhaul to the challenge system. But the big ticket item, it seems, is seasons. So seasons will arrive in update 20. Everyone will be able to take part in it, it seems, as everyone will have the same progression path through the system for free. Each season will be themed, with the first season themed around a board game of sorts, which is really cool, as you can see here at the top. You'll have to complete in-game activities to accumulate points. These points will then help you rank up and progress on the board, which unlocks new rewards. And as always, you could go to their main webpage at fallout.bethesda.net. And of course, I will have the links down in the pinned comment section below. But yeah, as you can see here, you will see the roadmap with amazing imagery that really captures the post-World War II era, it seems like. And as you can see here, you see another screenshot of the board game theme. But the most amazing thing, in my opinion, is this. It's called the Captain Cosmos Power Armor, and in my opinion, this is probably one of the most awesome interpretation of a retro science fiction power armor spacesuit design or image, whatever you want to call it. In my opinion, it looks really cool. Almost makes me want to play it. Almost. But maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. So we got a bit of World of Warcraft news, and again, this comes from MMORPG.com. Blizzard requests feedback for World of Warcraft's Torghast. I believe that's how you say it. But yeah, Blizzard notes that they don't intend to make Torghast into a super fast or super paced timed mode. To that end, they added torments, which are meant to, quote, provide some additional texture for players at higher levels. And continuing on, there's another article that says that Blizzard shares updated Covenant classes and signature abilities for Shadowlands. But as you can see from this list, it does say that it appears that the Night Fae has experienced the most changes. And of course, you could always go to their main webpage. In this case, it's worldofwarcraft.com if you want a more detailed look at the various changes of each skill from varying classes that are in the game. Next, we head on over to Gematsu.com for all the JRPG fans out there. Light Tracer 2, The Two Worlds, launches in July for the PC, and is being described as an action-adventure RPG that, again, will be launched on Steam via PC in July. And if you want to check out this game, you could always check out their Steam page as well. And the game does have the tags Action, Adventure, RPG, and Indie as well. And this is kind of surprising, but also a pleasant news considering I played Aion for years. But back over at MassivelyOP.com, Aion launches its next chapter, Shadows over Balaurea, on May 27th for North America. And some of the changes include Lacrum and Damaha being moved to the Battlefield servers. Players will also be able to take part in siege battles once again at Volgatim Citadel, Temple of Scales, the Crimson Temple, as well as the Altar of Avarice. Players will also be exploring new game systems with the Renown system, unlocking new merchants and even portals to other zones by increasing the Renown level as well. And if you're curious, I did play on the Ilios side. I tried the Asmodean, but I just really like the Ilios. But if you are interested, I highly recommend going to their main webpage at aiononline.com and seeing all the detailed rewards, items, and changes, as well as features that are coming in this new update. Back on over to MMORPG.com, Conan Exiles free weekend on Steam underway. The event will run through May 18th. Additionally, the game is 50% off right now if you do decide to purchase it. But they actually do have an entire Steam page dedicated to this event. And if you want to check out more details about this event, definitely head on over to the pinned comment section below for the link. And another game you'll be able to try out for free will be Star Citizen over at massivelyop.com. Star Citizen talks about new shaders, what's next for Prison, and the free flight event on May 22nd. So I won't go over all the details of all the nitty-gritty things that are happening within the game because there's just so much information out there. But I just wanted to let you know that the free fly event will run between Friday, May 22nd and Monday, June 1st, with the promise of lots of free ships to fly if you are curious. And on allchar.com, Destiny 2 gear will have a soft expiration date. And I must admit, this seems a little iffy, but it does go on to read that Bungie announced the upcoming changes to legendary weapons and armor will make anything you grind useful for up to 1 year maximum. Needless to say, this didn't sit well with the community. Bungie discussed ways to keep things fresh regarding the gear farm in Destiny 2, noting the risk of power creep as the reason why they are considering this. I don't think it's been implemented yet. It does say upcoming, so if you're a fan of this game and you really don't want this to happen, maybe you could send in your grievances through their forums or Twitter or stuff like that, because at the end of the day, if they implemented this type of system to all the other games that I play, I don't think I'd really like that much either, especially if it's a very grindy game like Black Desert Online. So I completely get their frustrations. Back on over to MMORPG.com, Blade and Soul Steel Bonds arrives May 20th. It goes on to read a new 12-player raid is arriving in Blade and Soul, with Steel Bonds arriving on May 20th. The raid is called Steelbreaker Raid Part 2, specifically geared towards players level 60 with a Hong Moon level of 24. New legendary weapons also await you. Completing the raid will allow you to grab new evolution materials as well, and completing the raid will give you a chance at getting the Silver Steel Amulet. And probably one of the more anticipated RPGs of this year, we head on over to Gematsu.com. Ghost of Tsushima gameplay, exploration, combat, customization, photo mode, Japanese voice track, and samurai cinema. And this is all from their 18 minutes of new footage during the Sony's State of Play broadcast. And it covered many things. While exploring, you may come across smokestacks indicating people needing help, a bird that leads to points of interest such as hidden objects, as well as foxes that guide you to shrines, and you'll be able to fast travel as well. In combat, Jin can fight both as a samurai and as a ghost. When fighting as a samurai, Jin challenges enemies honorably of lethal standoffs. When fighting as a ghost, though, he fights using more deceptive methods, such as distractions to lure enemies to their deaths. Players can also customize Jin with various gears as well. And what's really cool about Gematsu's website is that they actually have timestamps of various points in the video of which they talk about. And sticking with Gematsu.com, Genshin Impact final closed beta test for PlayStation 4, PC, iOS, and Android set for third quarter of 2020. And what makes this pretty interesting to me is that the final closed beta test is to debut cross-platform cooperative mode. And from that article, they do have a link to their main webpage where you can sign up for the final beta. I know I will be, and hopefully I'll be able to get in, but links will definitely be down in the pinned comment section below too. And back on over to MMORPG.com, New World outlines arenas in latest post. And it goes on to read, interesting, the post states that we don't really know what the real purpose of the arenas are, but in order to access it, we do need keys. Defeating enemies across the world will net us loot and maybe a spring-in key, I believe that's how you say it. This key brings with it specific coordinates on the map. Once we reach this place, we can enter the arena, and once inside, we'll face off against the spring-in, and that this is also a timed challenge as well. The rewards also include loot like legendary gear and other high-quality equipment as well. But if you want to read the article yourself, you can head on over to newworld.com. And again, sorry to sound like a broken record player, but the links will be down in the pinned comment section below. And on massivelyop.com, Astellia's Tulie update is coming May 26th. The studio is calling it Tulie, the City of Forgotten Time, and that's pretty much all we know about so far. That and the fact that it's coming out on May 26th. Studio 8 is running a pre-registration event over the next couple of weeks to get players on board with the patch. Players who do so can get some extra goodies, including an equipment skin box. I'm guessing that this pre-registration is for, like, I guess pre or early access to the update before it actually comes out. I'm not exactly sure, but regardless, if you have characters that exist before May 25th, you also get a lot of goodies as well too. Back on over to PCGamer.com, Anthem developers have begun trying to figure out what went wrong. And really quick, they go on to say that the update was posted by Christian Daly, the studio director over at BioWare Austin. He explained that an Anthem incubation team of about 30 people has begun, quote, starting to validate our design hypothesis, a process that includes going back over the game to experiment with and prototype on other parts that didn't meet expectations. He said, or rather continues on saying, yes, the team is small, but the whole point of this is to take our time to go back to the drawing board, and a small team gives us that agility that a larger team can't afford. And from Ultra.com, Tencent to distribute Guild Wars 2 on WeGame in China. World's largest gaming company, Tencent, will soon begin to distribute ArenaNet's MMORPG Guild Wars 2 in China via WeGame client. Tencent's version of Steam for the Chinese market has over 300 million registered users. So this is really cool because I really hope that it brings up the bottom line for ArenaNet. They could really use a break right now, but at the same time, I'm very wary of large corporations from China. I'm hoping they don't bend the knee like they did with Blizzard and the NBA, but I guess we'll see. And continuing on with Guild Wars 2 news, we head on over to MassivelyOP.com. Guild Wars 2 hands out free mount skins to players who lost playtime in the EU rollbacks. Back on MMORPG.com, Population Zero's latest patch focuses on optimization, and you can see a little quick picture here of their various stages of the roadmap. But it does go on to read that the patch also touched on quests, resources, account progression, visuals, animations, sound, UI, text, and bug fixes as well. And that Stage 3 is also rolling out as early as May 21st, which is actually around the corner, and Stage 4 rolling out on May 28th. And from Allchar.com, Nioh 2 will get 3 DLC packs in the next several months. They go on to say that we plan on to release a total of 3 DLC batches over the next several months to provide you guys with additional challenges to keep you on the edge of your seat. The devs promises new storylines, new yokai, a bunch of formidable new bosses, guardian spirits, new skills, fresh new armor, and a new weapon that alters the performance of skills. And for MassivelyOP.com, Last Oasis will start setting fire to Oasis on May 20th. Readers will recall that the original hook for the survival sandbox Last Oasis was the sun that keeps burning the heck out of the planet, meaning survivors had to keep moving within the habitable zone. Starting on May 20th, that game mechanic will finally arrive. And that actually does sound super interesting, and I'll love to check it out when it finally launches. And really quick, sticking with MassivelyOP.com, Albion Online kicks off its 9th guild season tomorrow on May 16th. Back on over to MMORPG.com, Crusader Kings III launches on September 1st. It's currently available for pre-order at $50, and reading over some of the highlights of the game, some of them actually do sound really interesting. For example, infinite possibilities, play as a noble house from Iceland to India, Finland to Central Africa over 5 centuries, royal marriages, spread your dynastic DNA throughout the world, saints and sinners, keep faith with your religious leaders, or perform great crimes in the interest of your state, and also events inspired by history, experience great holy wars, peasant revolts, cadet branches of dynasties as well. And as always, you could check out their Steam page, and as you can see here, they have the tags strategy, RPG, simulation, historical, as well as medieval. Also from MMORPG.com, Ragnarok Online receives Rachel and Ice Cave update. The update will allow you to actually meet the Pope, described as a living incarnation of the goddess, but also explore the forbidden catacombs beneath the temple, as well as a second dungeon called the Ice Caves. And to all the Star Trek fans out there, back on over to MMORPG.com, Admiralty bonus event starts today in Star Trek Online. The event is set to run through May 18th. All your Admiralty missions will dole out bonus rewards. Specifically, all the assignments you receive will provide double campaign experience. Finally, note that all the tour of duty missions during this event will net you bonus dilithium ore as well. And lastly, over at MassivelyOP.com, Trove kicks off the Spring Fling event on all platforms, offers recruiter friend rewards as well. It goes on to read, it's time to celebrate the spring season in Trove with the Spring Fling, a little event running between now and May 26th that has players fulfilling a variety of objectives in a 10-step quest chain for number of rewards. Meanwhile, Gamago, or Gamago depending on where you are, is also promoting a recruiter friend deal in the game as well. And finally, that concludes today's episode of MMO and RPG News Roundup. I do appreciate if you made it with me so far. That was a lot of news because the watch time does help with the algorithms. But if you haven't done so, please also consider liking, subscribing, and also hitting the bell notification too. All those definitely helps out the channel, considering I'm still a relatively small and new channel. I can't talk. I'm sorry. I'm at my wit's end. But anyways, guys, regardless, I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. Have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.